Welcome to Pinas Insider.
If this congressional hearing ultimately found that the Speaker is the one who spearheaded this or funded this initiative, I will probably request him to step down. Pero kung hindi po siya naman, bakit hindi po natin kinonsentrate kay Anthony Abad? Siya po yung bida dito eh. Siya po ang pinakasentro nito. Siya ang nagsasabi dito na pinaliwanag niya sa tao. Nagsabi po ng mga tao, we fully understand the rationale of this proposition. We fully understand the consequences, the effects, and the advantages of this proposition. Gusto nating malaman, talaga bang ginawa niya? Single-handedly, although et al. Ito. But to undertake and to mobilize an undertaking nationwide, to be able to get at least 8 million votes. Kaya po ba ng isang tao? Why don't we begin with Anthony Abad? Who is he? Anthony Abad, based on the Google, Madam Chair, specializes in international trade law. He has been in legal practice for 17 years, and he is at present an independent advisor of the Philippine Senate.
May I know, Madam Chair?
Nasa Google po. At
kung sino,
nakalagay din po sa Google, he took his oath before the office of Senator Aquilino Pimentel. Nasa Google po. Kaya kailangan po nating makita lahat eh. Sa Google po yan.
I was also shown that picture, pero hindi ko ma-date eh. Mukhang bata pa kami nun eh. So, so must have been years ago. And if we are talking about this, that if he is also that Anthony Abad named in the signature sheet, so we are assuming a lot of things. Pero right now, he's not a consultant of my office. But, so pasiputin natin itong Attorney Anthony A. Abad. So,
Triple A.
Yes.
Attorney Anthony A. Abad.
So, para malaman po natin. And if that person seen in the picture taking an oath before me, if he will admit that he is the one, then we're talking about the same person. But he's not a consultant of my office, so I don't think he's also a consultant of the Senate. Wala. So maybe that was siguro part of his biodata. Siguro once upon a time, baka nangyari yun. And then, since nandito na rin tayo sa topic na ito, the burden is all with Attorney Anthony A. Abad, because no other lawyer can file that petition and claim that he or she is under that et al. Hindi mo pwede yun. So it's only if the signatures are genuine and real and then freely given, it is only this attorney, Anthony A. Abad, whom they have authorized to file the petition. No person, no lawyer can claim to be et al. Kasi hindi siya pinangalanan. So that's my theory. Kaya I agree with Congressman Marcoleta. We really have to identify who is. Pero medyo common name kasi yan. There might be more than one Anthony A. Abad who happens also to be a lawyer. So
Yes,
we need to
Senator,
look for
but
this person.
We can start with him.
Yes,
This is an A4 sheet of paper.
that's right.
10 signatories per sheet. If Anthony Abad is out to get 8 million votes to satisfy the threshold of 8 million, this is the requisite of the People's Initiative, he will need 800,000 pieces of this A sheet. Nakita ko po yung nakakuha ko ng isang ream nito. This paper was imported from Indonesia. This is 70 GSM. I want to ask Anthony Abad, kinuwenta ko po kung magkano eh. Siguro about 1,500 something reams. $500,000 pesos, ito pala mong papel. Ipiprint mo ito, palagay mo na lang 2 piso. 800,000 sheets, that 1.6 million plus 500, that's about 2 million. Saan niya kinuha ni Anthony Abad? Maybe we can ask questions directly from this guy. Hindi yung mga nakatakip ang mukha. They're so brave enough not to be able to expose their faces in the public. I'm sorry, Mr. Senate President, but I read your rules of evidence. If the substantive rights of people affected in this hearing, they should also be protected. How can we, for example, confront the accusers if they are all masked? Hindi po ganito. I am not defending the Speaker of the House of Representatives. I will repeat this. If this investigation will find out na siya po ang nagpondo, I will politely ask him to step down. Pero halimbawa po kung ito'y ginawa ni Anthony Abad out of exasperation, out of frustration, because I think for the longest time, the House of Representatives have been inviting the Senate to meet with us on a constituent assembly, and the Senate repeatedly refused us. This is on record, Madam Chair. Kahit kailan po hindi natin magagampanan, hindi natin magagamit yung isang modality to change the Constitution, which is the Constituent Assembly. Every time an invitation is issued to the Senate by the House, ang answer po, dead. Dead na. So kailan po natin gagamitin ng Constituent Assembly? We cannot. It's impossible. Sa sinasabi ng Senate, well, ang dami pong ano eh. Okay, bago kami makipag-meet sa inyo, you will have to agree that separate voting. Ganun po palagang nangyayari. Ito po ang nangyayari. Ako po matagal na sa Congress. Kung hindi ako nagkakamali, Madam Chair, panahon pa po ni Speaker Belmonte, pinag-iisipan na natin to. Restrictive economic provisions, blah, 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 blah. But we never agree just to meet. Alam po ninyo, Madam Chair, ang pinag-uusap, mag-meet lang po tayo. Tsaka na po natin pag-uusapan kung yung 3/4 is voting separately or not.
Pero, yes, Madam Chair.
Pero
Yes,
wala
I
po
think
tayo.
Tama observation ni Attorney Marcoleta, but that cannot be forced. If the Senate does not want to amend the Constitution through a Constituent Assembly, the House cannot force it. Ganun lang po yun, as simple as that. So therefore,
No one is forcing, Senator.
precisely. So, there should be no complaint kasi we are two autonomous bodies. Ayaw nung isa makimit sa Constituent Assembly.
The complaint arises from the fact that you do not want to meet with us. So
Madam
ang
Chair.
question, how can we make use of that particular
Yes,
modality? It is the first modality.
Yes, that means that the present composition of both houses cannot avail of that mode kasi ayaw nga nung isang house makimit. So, ano na po yan? That's a political question, gamitin sa issue sa election. Pero our problem with the PI is yun na nga. Therefore, we suspected some politicians to be behind the PI because ang tinutumbok ng People's Initiative is the procedure sa Constituent Assembly.
That's right.
And changing the natural meaning of that section,
That's
Madam
correct.
Chair. So that's
and with all due
yan yung
respect
flow,
to
yes.
Congressman Marcoleta, that's likely a subject of another hearing and another meeting, and perhaps a more confident and benign meeting of the minds at another time.
Madam Chair, if I
Right
may.
now, I can see all my colleagues jumping out of their seats to contradict us, but let's not hijack this hearing. Let us
Correct.
proceed with the
Can we now fix the identity of Attorney Anthony A. Abad? Can we show the picture to Mr. Oñate, Attorney Abisado, if we're really talking about the same person, at Attorney Garbin? So, Attorney Abad of the Harvard Association yata, I think that's... Siya yung sinususpetsahan nating Attorney Anthony Abad, so we want a confirmation if he... Patingin nga muna... Screen, yes, okay. Sige. Can we put on screen? Para lang, tapos na, alam na natin. We now know who we are talking about.
Alam ba ninyo kung kailan ang balik? Any idea po, Attorney Garbin? Pido?
I was not apprised of his return in the country, but I was told that he's really out of the country. Yeah.
Yan na po. Yan na po, sir.
Are we talking about the same?
Yes,
talk-
yes, Your Honor.
Oo, si Tony Abad yan, yung dating USEC DTI. Okay. Oo, sige. At least nagkakaliwanagan
Okay,
kasi.
now we know the identity. And I'd just like to make of record my position, my interpretation, Madam Chair, that per the signatories, if these are really real signatures and a real people's initiative, only Attorney Anthony A. Abad can file the petition on their behalf. Siya lang. Siya. Only this,
That
only
is not
this
true,
one.
Your Honor, because
That is my position. I want to
that
make
is
it
your
of record.
position.
Okay,
From the
that's
very
on
start, we
record.
were all together campaigning nationwide for this noble intention to amend the Constitution.
Because there
So,
was
in fact, in
the
Albay, I
people-
was the one who
Well,
spearheaded.
Madam Chair, can we make order on this hearing?
Yes,
Can we-
Attorney Garbin,
Yeah.
you
Let me
please
finish.
allow the minority leader
I'm
who
sorry,
has the
I'm also-
floor to complete his statement.
I'm chewing some Cheding's peanuts. Okay. I'll stop. Okay. The people, if this is a real people's initiative, made an effort to identify who can file the petition for them. They said Attorney Anthony A. Abad, comma, et al. So the people identified one person. The et al., they made a mistake. Because they need to identify who can file the petition for them. Hence, their correct step was naming one person, and this is that person. So, only Attorney Anthony A. Abad can file that petition on behalf of the people. Should COMELEC ever, pero iba na po, may ruling naman ng COMELEC that the present law and the present resolution is insufficient to entertain a petition. But should we come to that stage, only this person can file that petition. That's my position, Madam Chair. So, opinion lang naman po yan. Apa.
Yes, thank you very much, Minority Leader. Hindi po yung et al., kundi yung mismong pangalan ng Attorney Abad ang sinasabi po ninyo. Yes, Attorney Garbin, you had something to add.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As to the Madam Chair, as to the position of the respected senator, I beg to differ, Madam Chair. Normally, the movement is composed of several sectors of our society. A national movement wherein not only Pirma, not only Attorney Abad, as mentioned by Congressman Marcoleta kanina, paano niya tatrabahuin ni Attorney Abad yung pag-disseminate at pag-distribute ng lahat ng forms to be signed by all registered voters kung nag-iisa lang siya. And therefore, nilagay na lang namin doon. When we start this movement, we start with Attorney Abad et al. At kasama ho si Noel Oñate doon, kasama ho si Justice Biloso,
Okay.
a former member, and kasama rin ho si Congressman Argel Kabatbat.
Okay.
Yeah, Madam Chair.
Maraming salamat. Yes, Senator Bato.
May I ask from Attorney Garbin, is he confirming that since hindi kaya ni Attorney Abad na umikot sa buong Pilipinas, that is why he solicited the services of the Chief of Staff, the staff of the different congressmen all over the Philippines?
I cannot affirm your statement, Senator Bato, but when we enter each legislative district, there is some sort of tolerance from the members of Congress. I'm not saying that they did not directly participate in...
Senator Bato, kung papayagan ninyo, nalilito ako magpa-follow up lang ako kay Senator Coco. Ang nakasulat lang, Attorney Abad. Wala naman nakasulat doon, pirma. Wala naman nakasulat doon. Ang sinabi lang, et al. Malay namin kung sino si et al.
And that's why po, from the very
ng
start...
tao kung sino si et al. Papapirmahin ninyo, sino si et al.
From the very start ho, in fact, there's so many publications of which I was quoted that I am one of the petitioner in this People's Initiative. In fact, in Albay, When I was invited by the Mayor's League or the Liga ng mga Municipality of Albay, I confirmed there that not only did I advocating this movement, but I am also one of the petitioner in this People's Initiative. And that was all documented.
Madam Chair.
Okay, be that as it may. Yes. Yes, I think Senator Cheese is going to make the same comment we all are. Yes, Senator Cheese.
On the topic, Madam Chair, with the permission of Senator Pimentel, since we're on this resource person, Mr. Oñate, when did you meet Congressman Garbin?
Okay, sir. When did you meet now?
When did you meet Congressman Garbin?
I met Congressman Garbin about a month ago.
A month ago.
Yes.
So prior to a month ago, you never thought of PI? Because he was the one spearheading it, according to him.
No, we launched PIRMA in 1996.
No, this particular initiative.
We've been talking about it in some parties, in some gatherings.
Well, it's okay to talk about it, but in terms of initiating, you only met Congressman Garbin a month ago. You said.
Yeah, about a month ago, yes.
So, I guess it was only a month ago that you also discussed this current initiative because he's, based on his comments earlier, he's very active in this. So, did he simply join you afterwards? You were already starting it, or a month ago after you met, that's when you
We
agreed?
started it January 2.
You started it January 2.
January 2,
So
yes.
prior to meeting Congressman Garbin a month ago, you were not doing anything yet?
We were, but it was talking about it, and I told them about my experience, that
So-
I launched it before and all that.
Sino po ang naghingi ng meeting nung nag-meet kayo? Siya po nanghingi ng meeting o kayo po nanghingi ng meeting?
No, this was several parties, several dinners, and some.
So you met
sometimes
socially?
I volunteered the information that I know something about People's Initiative because we tried it before.
And you volunteered that information because he said he was interested in pursuing it?
And then I said, we can try it again because it's been my advocacy for the past 28 years, and why not?
When was this party?
We can do it again.
When was this party, sir, and where was the place that you met and discussed that, and then you finally...
This was several parties, several...
Saan po?
Iba-ibang lugar eh. Ibang lugar.
Kasama po ba sa lugar na yon ang Kongreso o ang bahay ng Speaker?
Hindi naman. Pero I know a
Hindi
lot
po.
of people in the political circles, in the social circles, in the business circles.
Hindi po yun ang tinatanong ko.
Senator Cheese, if you will allow, in the news article sa PhilStar, Mr. Oñate admitted that the conveners of the People's Initiative coordinated with Congressman. Anong ibig sabihin ng coordinate? Sila ba
Kasi
ang pasimuno o kayo?
Yeah.
I'm a little
because
bit
what we know-
confused. You're now saying January 2, but earlier you said it was Attorney Garbin who called you. Sino ba tumawag kanino?
Ako po ang nakipag-coordinate sa mga congressmen because according to the law, we are supposed to get 3% per congressional district.
Yes, we're
So
more
dahil
interested.
3% per congressional district, yung distrito na yun, a congressman ang leader doon sa
So
Kongreso.
who are these congressmen? Senator Cheese and I would like to know who are the congressmen that your group coordinated with? Tinawagan ninyo o sila tumawag?
Ako ang nakipag-coordinate.
Senator
Madam Chair,
Cheese.
Madam Chair, so under oath you admit that you coordinated this PIRMA initiative with congressmen since the 3% is required to be obtained per district.
Yeah, per district, yeah. That is the
Sino-sino?
requirement.
Tamang-
Hindi mo naman kami ng pangalan. Ay, sorry, Chief. Go ahead.
So tamang strategy naman yun. Sasangayon naman ako. Kung ako ho yung nasa kalagayan ninyo, per district nga naman, ko-coordinate ko talaga sa congressman po yan dahil para makuha yung 3%. Let me digress a bit, Madam Chair. because kababayan ko tong si attorney, that's why I refer to him as Congressman Garbin, because he used to be a party list representative of the party list Ako Bicol, which happens to be the same party list of the distinguished appropriations chairman of the House of Representatives. And in your various Facebook posts, I see you often in the House, Congressman Garbin. I presume you are a consultant of Congressman Chairman APRO Chair Zaldico?
I serve as the executive director of Ako Bicol Party List.
And,
So I work with Ako Bicol until now.
but I see your pictures in most of the meetings in the House, Congressman Garbin, with the Speaker, not only as Ako Bicol Chairman, which I...
That is true. That is
Pinapalo
of-
kasi kita sa Facebook eh.
That is of public knowledge. That you can browse my Facebook, talagang puno ng pictures ng house dahil nagtatrabaho po ako sa Ako Bicol Party List, which happens to be ang isang representante ay chairman ng Committee on Appropriation.
Just to settle that fact, Madam Chair. Now, proceeding with the question of the chairperson, Mr. Oñate, you said you contacted congressmen to get the 3% per district. Nasabi ko nga, kung ako din yung nasa kalagayan yung sinusulong to, kukontakin ko rin yung congressman dahil per district ang usapan, di naman per barangay eh. Di ba? Per district ang usapan, di naman per munisipyo eh.
Yes,
So,
yes.
papunta dun sa tanong ni Senator Amy, Chairman Amy, sino po yung mga congressman na kinontak po ninyo na umuo po sa inyo, natutulungan kayo na makuha yung 3%?
Kaya naman namin naisip na lumapit sa mga congressmen is
Yung mga pangalan na lang po, please. Marami po pa tayong testigo. Nandito na si
Congressman
Justice
Rufus
Carpio.
Rodriguez,
At
kinausap namin.
nagpapasalamat
Si
tayo.
Congressman Garbin, kinausap ko.
Sino pa po? Sino pa po?
There are
Sina
several-
Congressman Saldico kasama at si Speaker Romualdez.
Sa Saldico, no, I didn't talk to Saldico.
Ganon po ba? Sigurado po kayo kasi marami-rami ang meeting ninyo, mga party, dinner. Sabi nga ninyo, ilang beses kayo. Sigurado kayo wala si Speaker, wala si Congressman Saldico sa anumang pagtitipon?
Madam Chair, in all the meetings that transpired, none of the presence of Congressman Saldico and Speaker Romualdez was there. They were not there. Ako naman, nilapitan ni Mr. Oñate because he knew for a fact that in the 18th Congress, I was the chair of the Committee on Constitutional Amendments who defended the resolution of both houses number 2 that, pass the restrictive economic provisions of the Constitution.
With due respect to Congressman Garbin, may we just recognize the chairperson because they're flashing a very important picture on screen.
I received this photo, and I believe it was one of the meetings that you alleged, Mr. Oñate. Can you identify the people in the photograph?
Why can't they show the photo?
Yeah, we're trying to enlarge the picture to share it with everyone in the room. There we go. I think that's as big as we can get it. People's Initiative for Charter Change, staff meeting, January 8. Can you tell us who are in the picture, Mr. Oñate, please?
Madam Senator.
The question is who, sir?
But you
That
said
was the
you
time-
never
that
had
was the
any
time
meetings.
that I coordinated with the speaker.
You said you never met the speaker, nor Mr. Saldico, our congressman. You're under oath, sir.
Yes, that was the time that I met with the speaker.
Sasabi mo lang na hindi naman kayo nagkita. Sabi nyo sina Congressman Garbin lang.
Yeah, because it slipped my mind. It slipped my mind, Madam Senator. That was the
Okay
time
lang,
that
okay
I,
lang.
that
Kung
I
nakalimutan
sought,
ninyo
that was the
bigla,
time that I sought
is
the help of the
Speaker Martin
Speaker
Romualdez supporting your group?
to help
Is
us
he-
in the signature campaign, yes.
Okay, so it's very clear that Speaker Martin Romualdez is supporting your group po. He is all out behind the People's Initiative. Is that correct?
Yes, we coordinate with the Speaker and the
Thank you very
Congressman
much,
in
and I'll,
getting the
give it
3%
back
per
to-
congressional district. That's correct, Madam Senator.
Thank you very much for helping us along with this investigation. I'd like to turn it back to Senator Cheese.
I'll wind up, Madam Chair. That was the point I wanted to establish, Madam Chair, distinguished colleagues, na maliban dun sa mga kongresistang binanggit nyo, baka kung si Speaker Romualdez nakalimutan yung banggitin, siguro mas marami pa kayong ibang nakalimutang banggitin. So, sa pagkakaalala nyo, kesa magpakita pa ho kami ng ibang litrato, sino pa pong mga kongresista ang nakausap nyo para makakuha ng pirma sa kada distrito?
As I have said
With the
earlier,
permission, Madam Chair, with the permission of Congressman Gerbin, the question is being addressed to Mr. Oñate. Since he is the lead convener here and merely asked for the help of Congressman...
he's not the lead convener, Madam Chair, for the record.
You just said so.
He just
I'm
said so.
confused.
For Pirma, but there's a different
So
movement.
Pirma is no longer the lead convener.
No.
Please enlighten us.
Pirma is just one of the of the movement that
Di ba
goes around.
magkasundo kayo? Kasi iba-iba yung sinasabi ninyo, nalilito po kami
Just to be clear, Madam Chair, Pirma is just one of the movement that goes around the country to gather signatures for this People's Initiative. In the Bicol region, I may say that I'm the one leading and collecting signatures,
Okay.
making it for the Bicolanos understand what they've signed for.
Salamat po. Ibalik natin kay Mr. Oñate po.
Yes, if I may go
Senator
back to Mr. Oñate, because Congressman Gerbin, kasama ka lang sa et al. Ang nakasulat sa petitioner, si Attorney Abad, na inamin ni Mr. Oñate na isa daw sa mga conveners nila ng pirma. Di po ba? So, is Attorney Abad part
The
of Ako
volunteers.
Bicol or the new organization you put up, or is he part of pirma?
Not part of Ako Bicol, not
It's
part of Pirma, but
part
when
of
he started independently as an advocate of this People's Initiative.
Kaangkin lang po ni Mr. Oñate na bahagi si Attorney Abad ng pirma.
Yes.
Sinabi niyo po kanina. Hanggang ngayon po, sinasabi niyo.
He is part
So-
of PIRMA.
So,
But, the only thing is, I think the lawyers forgot, is because the first batch of the forms that were printed, the name of Attorney Abad was used. But the subsequent forms are now PIRMA.
okay.
Because the first batch was Anthony Abad.
Okay, ngayon, matanong ko po kayo. So kayo yung nagpa-print ng form na Attorney Abad? Yes or no?
Yeah, well,
Yes or no, sir?
I didn't have a hand in the printing of the forms.
No?
No.
So no. Okay.
Kayo po ba yung nagpa-print ng form na may pirma na nakalagay? Wala ng Attorney Abad?
Yes.
Kayo po nagpa-print?
Yeah, the subsequent forms
Yes.
that were printed, pirma na.
Pirma na po.
Oo.
Ilan
Ang
po
nangyari
yung...
lang yung mga naunang form, Anthony Abad.